Here's a quick video of our sofa overhaul. You can see first of all some before pictures. The sofa we've had for a good number of years. It was looking really shabby, but we couldn't find another one that we liked. It was dirty in the leather, in the grain, some discoloration, and the edging had come off all the way around. I searched online and found some goods from Furniture Clinic. First of all, I used the Ultra Clean. It's like a foaming solution, so you squeeze it onto one of the sponges and make a foam, and then I just used it circular motions. When I used this, I was a little bit worried the top was coming off even more of the leather. You can see on here all of the little bits and pieces where obviously on a white leather sofa you're able to see it really badly, all the dark bits underneath. It took us quite a while to clean, and had to go in all the little creases. I would say one sofa that doesn't get used as much was pretty easy to do. The second sofa, where everybody always sits on the same seat, was really bad. I spent ages on one of the arms of that chair, and I was really worried because all of the top of the leather was coming off, almost like sticky toffee, chewing gum. And I was stressed that was going to make it worse. It couldn't have been much worse. And I had been quoted about £1,000 for somebody to come out and regenerate the sofa, and obviously we didn't know how successful that was going to be. I think most of the products that I used were about £10 or £15 each, and overall I spent £60, and I did have to go back and buy some more of some of the items, but I've got plenty spare for to top up now all the time. So over a few days I did do this cleaning. It doesn't smell. I've got really sensitive hands, and although I've got gloves on, it didn't irritate me or make it sore or anything like that. And once you have wiped it, once you've like rubbed the cream, it's like a foam in, you then use a cloth to wipe off that. It did say on the videos that I had watched, if you didn't do that, then the dirt would dry back into it. It was a huge difference straight away with the cleaning. Like I say, some bits were worse than others. With the bits where there was some dye transfer from jeans, those are better. I wouldn't say that it took it off, but definitely the ingrained dirt, the sticky, I think you don't realise how bad it is until you really start to clean it. I should have some pictures coming up in a moment. You can see the edge of the seat was really bad. We had it repaired on insurance a good few years ago with some damage, and the edging was left. So you can see here, initially obviously it's covered, it's cleaned it all up really nicely. You can see the difference on the two seats. I did one at a time, and bits where when you're working in circles you get bits that are covered and bits that aren't. So going on to some of the repairs, I bought the leather repair paint. So I bought the white, and I used a little brush, like a sponge that I use when I'm working anyway, and we had some brand new spare ones, so I just used like a stippling action to use that so that I got some texture back, just to match the rest of the seat. Was a little bit concerned because it was quite bright compared to the rest, but it did dry, as you can see there, a different colour. The advice is to let that dry for a week. I'm too impatient anyway. The next thing was the recolouring balm, again in white. It does give you a scale of what colours and things you need for each one, and using thin layers and circular motion, I was able to, you go over and over it and it just puts the colour back in. The little dark patches that I showed you earlier where all of the topping had come off, I didn't use any paint on those. I just layered this recolouring balm in, and it was really surprising the difference it made really quickly. This is the thing that I needed to buy more of. So we've got what's equivalent to a 3-seater and a 2-seater sofa, and you can see there that where the colouring is and where it isn't. So you can see after a few layers there's some darker bits, and obviously the edging was still a bit light. And then afterwards I used the protection cream All the products were bought online. They came within a day or two. Not affiliated or sponsored in any way, but this has saved us over £1,000 and it looks great.